biofilms and bacterial resistance. So what are biofilms? Unfortunately, they're not Hollywood blockbusters about biology or action movies where science saves the day. A biofilm is a group of bacteria living and working together in order to survive. Scientists have discovered that bacteria can live in two different states. Bacteria may be planktonic, which comes from the Greek word planktos, meaning to wander or drift. These bacteria are free to move around and live by themselves. The other state in which bacteria live is as a biofilm, where many planktonic bacteria attach to a surface and form a colony. Biofilm formation is a complicated process. First, the colonizing bacteria bind weakly to the surface. If they are not disturbed, they are then able to anchor themselves to the surface by specialized projections called pili. These original bacteria then recruit other bacteria by long-distance communication. At the same time, the bacteria in the biofilm start to produce and secrete gluey slime-like substances such as alginate. These act as a glue to help adhere the bacteria together and to make sure the biofilm remains attached to the surface. Once the biofilm has formed, the bacteria can now disperse and infect the host. For bacteria, living as a biofilm has many advantages. Just as humans living in a city have different jobs, bacteria in a biofilm perform different functions. For example, some bacteria are involved in food production, others dispose of waste or are involved in security. This teamwork makes the biofilm highly efficient. So why do bacteria live as biofilms? The alginate produced by bacteria can also increase their resistance to antibiotics. Similar to the testudo or tortoise formation used by the Roman army that you may remember from your history lessons in school, the alginate produced by bacteria in a biofilm acts as a protective shield, which fends off the antibiotics. The alginate shield is so impenetrable that it doesn't matter how many antibiotics you take, or how strong they are, only a small percentage of bacteria will ever be killed. Living as a biofilm also gives bacteria better resistance to antibiotics. This is because, unlike humans, bacteria are able to release some of their DNA into the surrounding alginate, where it can be taken up by other bacteria. The close proximity of bacteria in a biofilm means that the bacteria which naturally are resistant to antibiotics can rapidly exchange the DNA which determines this, in a process called gene transfer. These antibiotics resistance genes are shared around, and can result in a biofilm being 1,000 times more resistant to antibiotics than planktonic bacteria. As great as this is for bacteria, it spells bad luck for us humans. Due to their increased efficiency for gene transfer and the defensive use of alginate, biofilms are resistant to all currently existing antibiotics, a problem recognised by the Prime Minister David Cameron and our Chief Medical Officer Dame Sally Davies. Luckily for us, scientists like Professor Bill Keevil at the University of Southampton are addressing this problem of biofilm resistance right now.
Antibiotic resistance in biofilms is a huge problem. One of the things we can do is to try and attack this biofilm life form. So there's a lot of research going on in this area. For example, you don't see big slimes on seaweed. So researchers are harvesting some of the chemicals being produced by the seaweeds, and they're trying them out to see if they will actually stop biofilm formation. And the answer is they do. So possibly promising. So it's not all lost in terms of the fight back against the antimicrobial resistance, but it's not easy either.
We are slowly gaining ground in the fight against antibiotic-resistant biofilms, however there is still a long way to go. If biofilms really were Hollywood blockbusters, then bacterial biofilms would definitely be the bad guys.